Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Yes, you and I have got some big. Okay, we're live. Welcome to Asgardia's weekly question and answer session with Chair of Parliament. It's grandly named after me, but it's really a discussion by Parliament. We have a big meeting of the Parliament on Saturday, the Asgardia Legislative Forum. The agenda is just about to go out since we finished this meeting. So this is normally fairly short get together because we've got more time at the weekend. For those who are joining us for the first time, we are the world's first fully functional digital democracy. And the reason we have to be digital is because we're hoping to make democracy work in space. And that means going from one place to another without having to travel between those places all the time to have meetings. We happen to use the Zoom platform, and that works well for us. Fundamentally, what we're trying to do is make sure that democracy and society can work, even if we are many kilometers apart and even light minutes apart. When it gets to light years, that'll be a bigger problem and not one that we are going to have to solve in our lifetimes, but many light minutes apart. In this meeting, I'm going to give you some updates, 5 specific things. Then I'm going to ask Ricky, who was there at the chairs meeting, to give an update on what happened there in the chairs of Parliament meeting, chairs of committees of Parliament meeting, sorry. And then after that, it's open to everybody. So 5 things. First of all, as I mentioned, the Asgardia Legislative Forum will happen on Saturday. That's from 1300 to 1800 UTC. It'll probably be shorter than that, but there's quite a lot to cover. I'm actually late, and Linda and Aliona will tell you that I'm late with the documentation because it's been a very difficult set of documents to do. And I've got a solution for that, but I won't go into that now. It'll be fine, and we'll make sure that we are fixed on that. Secondly, the parliamentary sitting will be 6 to 8 December. Usual times, 1700 to 1900 UTC on day 1, then 1300 to latest 2100 UTC day 2, then 1500 to latest 2000 UTC on day 3. Third point. We have got some very interesting developments with the Life ship launch, which is the launch of DNA to the moon. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in 2025, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. The thing I don't know is the date, but I definitely want us to have an Asgardia event there, because quite a few colleagues have actually put their DNA submissions to that launch. Some might say it's symbolic. Others might say it's practical. Either way, part of you can be in space and on the moon indefinitely by being involved in that. And a big thank you to Cheryl Gallagher, Minister for Culture, for that. Fourth of 5 points. It seems to me now, and we've been discussing that in the previous meeting, which I won't go into in detail because I'll ask Ricky to update on that. And Sarah might be here too. I haven't checked. That it's important that we motivate ourselves and remember why we're doing this. And we're doing this for all humankind, and that takes a lot of effort, and we have to do that. Because if we don't do that, then we will end up in an unregulated space world, and that's dangerous. Much better if we get this right, and we create a template which will evolve, but a template which is relevant to all of us in space. And finally, just to say well done to everybody who's involved in what's happening here, and it's connected to the Life ship launch. Even if we get the date wrong, I'm going to have to book a flight to be there. And so I would like at some point offline to talk with colleagues in America about the route that we might be able to have a series of Asgardia events around the United States. I recognize the possibility that I'll book all this and then the launch will be delayed. That's always a possibility. That's the way that space works. That's the way that launches and rocketry works. But if it does work that way, then let's recognize that we can still make the most of it. And I'd like to think of at least 4 places to go. We can talk about that now, or we can talk about this offline, as I say, but I'd like to make sure that once I've booked the flights, then they're worthwhile. Ricky, do you want to summarize the chairs meeting?
Well, I didn't get there at the beginning.
Oh, you didn't? Yes, you're quite right. You're quite right.
Right. So,
okay.
someone else,
Ferda, let me ask Ferda.
yeah,
Ferda
Ferda.
was there from the start. Ferda and Sarah. Sorry, you're quite
Hello.
right, Ricky.
We were talking about the opportunities to celebrate our parliamentarians for working at 2024, and you were talking about the news that you will be talking in this meeting, so I'm not telling you about that. After that, Ricky came along, so he can continue. Thank you very much.
Nicely done, Ricky. What else did you hear?
Well, talking about some form of recognition for parliamentarians and such. I brought up something about charities, which there's a link in the chat that shows more what I was talking about. And I think that's something that would go a long way in helping us getting recognition. And that was basically it. Then my power went out again. That's why I was late, because power clicked off right before the meeting, and then it clicked out again. So that's pretty much it on my end.
On that point, in terms of the meeting, which hopefully will be next year, you're quite right to remind me further. June or mid-June or October will be the 2 options. And the likelihood is that it'll be physical and also in Istanbul or Dubai. I don't need answers now, but I was asking the chairs of committees when they thought it would be better. I don't know which is better, but the reason I'm looking at those 2 places is because of visas. It seems to be that those 2 places are the easiest places, and actually the Seychelles as well, I have to say, to go in order to recognize the accessibility of single flight arrivals. You can get there from the United States in both cases, and the visa requirements aren't that bad. So I'm wondering if you have any questions or preferences on that right now.
October.
Pardon?
October.
October, you say? Okay. Sarah.
Yeah, that's because I
Well-
got a 1-year visa right now.
Okay. Just about fits then. Just about fits. Sarah.
If any of us wanted to do some tourist type things while we were traveling, which month would be better? I know it's going to be hot in June, and well, definitely in Dubai. I don't know about the weather in Turkey, but if some of us wanted to do some extra traveling and just to see the sights, what would be better?
I just think that human beings can survive in those temperatures. Dubai has got a massive turnover of people, as does Istanbul. Dubai's hotter than Istanbul, but they're both pretty warm.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to either way. So
There's aircon most of the time. Just wear thinner clothes. That's what I say.
Okay.
Cover yourself in water. You'll always be cool then.
thank you.
I'm not really great on tourism. I very rarely travel for anything other than business. I travel a lot on business. Anything else? We don't need to have a long meeting today because we've got a long meeting on Saturday.
I don't have, thank you.
Okay. Ariadne.
Well, we have a great expectation with the interview in the Highway to Space with Dan Profir. I love the idea because you are there in the 19th of November. That's wonderful. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. You always say all the right things. And it's an honor to work with you, not least because you're flattering. So thanks very much for that. I've got to say, I have a lot of work to do and I'm behind schedule. The reason I'm behind schedule is just because of the complexity of the corner work, which I don't think Corner's with us today, but I think it's quite helpful if I can actually do some work with her too. We'll talk about that on Saturday. I might add that later on because we're having to break one huge piece of legislation into 3. Anything else that you'd like to cover? Right. This meeting, for the first time in history, the chair's Q&A is shorter than the chairs of committees Q&A. That's impressive. The recent history. Okay, but that's because we're going to talk a lot on Saturday. Peter, is there anything you want to add? You look like an angel with that light behind you.
Thank you so much. Not really. I've got a bit of a struggle on Saturday. I'll try and arrange so that I can still come to the ALF because I know you'll kill me if I don't. But it is looking very difficult at the moment, just to warn you. But yeah, no, I think we're just going. The trouble is these meetings get shorter because we have fewer and fewer problems, and that's good. Because normally we're dealing with nasty problems. At the minute, it's just excitement, arranging live sessions with Parliament. It's very exciting, and there couldn't be a better time to be an Asgardian. And if anybody's watching who isn't a resident, get yourselves signed up because it's the right time to join. There's so much excitement going to happen soon, and we would like you to be part of it.
Nicely put. Good advert. And on that basis, I'll go to any other business. Raise your hands. Ariadne, your hand is still up, possibly from before. Just 2 things to remind you of. The ALF from 1300 to 1800 UTC on Saturday. And secondly, anyone involved in legislation, expect a call this evening. I'm going to try and get everything finished tonight. I'm already late. I'm already in trouble. But that's only because I've been very busy with things. So thank you for your kindness and your patience as well. And especially to my team, to Linda and Aliona, who are so patient with me. But I'll get it all done now. I don't see any other hands raised. So let me stop quickly now before anyone changes their mind. And a smiling Sarah, who survived her drive. I'm not sure you're driving anymore. That's good. I've got a better background on a better computer as well. I used 2 computers, but I couldn't make the first one work earlier on. So I'll make sure these computers don't run any spaceship that we use to get into space. Have a good morning, noon, and night. We will see you at 1300 UTC. And Sarah, you're absolutely right. Let's talk about motivation on Saturday. And with that, we can stop the recording. And I'll see you on Saturday.
Oh.